So here's the thing, connection primes the brain for willingness. This is my new favorite quote. When we're talking about a parent and child dynamic, for example, let's start there. Connection can prime the brain for willingness. So there's a smoother, gentler relationship with the child. You have two options. You can operate in the stream of power and control, or you can operate in the stream of connection and cooperation. So if we're operating from power and control, we're going to try to force the child to get them to do what we need them to do. We have authority over them. They're going to get punished if they don't listen to us. And maybe there's times where that's required, but it really doesn't produce a safe, healthy connection with the child. If you operate in the second stream, which is connection, cooperation, and willingness, it's a beautiful dynamic. And I'm not saying this can happen 100% of the time, but there are 4 components that I think are really important to consider if you as a parent have the space and the energy to dip into these 4 practices. Can really prime the child's brain for willingness, and it's a much more rewarding experience as a parent. Those 4 things, first and foremost, is your presence. By presence, I mean you're in this moment with your child. We don't have a phone in our hand, and we're actually here energetically in the moment. And I know our minds are busy and racing sometimes, and that can be difficult. But if you can, come back into your physical body, feet on the ground, and be with your child. The second thing is making eye contact. Sometimes as a parent, we're in the other room in the kitchen and they're playing in the living room. We're trying to get them to do what we want them to do, but we haven't made eye contact with them. They're not connected to us yet. The third thing is physical touch, if that's appropriate. Maybe a hand on their shoulder because you're in a busy environment, right? You're out at an amusement park, or you're out a busy shopping mall. Holding their hand, a hand on their shoulder, so that they take a moment to connect with you. And playfulness. Sometimes it's really difficult to be in the childlike mind, but when we can be playful and joyful, maybe use an animated voice, animated physical actions, children respond to that. And then we've got them on board. And then what we're looking to achieve is effortlessly accomplished, and everybody's content. So I know this isn't in a perfect world, this is really much more challenging to execute. I've been there and I understand that. So yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out about how to actually implement this. The second thing I want to say is I think this can apply in other relationships, not just parenting. So if you think about reconnecting with your partner after a long day, are you saying hi from another room, or are you pausing to be present, to make eye contact, to some sort of physical touch, and to be playful together? So I think this doesn't necessarily just apply when we're talking about a parent and child dynamic, but also a relationship, maybe even a friendship, and maybe even working with others. So therapeutic presence. And we don't have to have all 4 components either. I want to be really clear about that. You can use one of the 4 or 2 of the 4. You don't have to have all 4 of eye contact, touch, playfulness, and presence in order to establish that connection. Just one of the 4. Sometimes just presence is all we need. Sometimes just eye contact. Sometimes just playfulness. So yeah, be conscious, be mindful of which stream you're operating in, power control versus connection and cooperation. And reach out if you have any questions, carolcowan.ca. Take care, have an awesome day.